school season fast approaching, and a theme we have been following on this program, student loan debt. In today's Wall Street Journal, the headline reads, grad school loan binge fans debt worries. Student debt now at a whopping $1.2 trillion, with graduate students accounting for 40% of the total. Joining us right now is Financial Samaritan Chairman Bill Bartman to talk more about it. Bill, good to have you on the program.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Characterize the issue of student debt. How much is it undergrad versus graduate school? What are we talking about?
Sure. Student loan debt, if we're just talking about the amount owed for undergrad, is about $27,000 per student. For postgraduate, it could be as high as $200,000. But the real number, Maria's, aren't how much each individual owes. It's where we're at as a system. Right now, we have $1.2 trillion worth of debt. We have over 40 million individual loans sitting out there, and 8 million of them are in default. 8 million loans are not being paid timely, which means they've missed over 9 payments in a row. Now, that's the obvious. That's the tip of the iceberg. What we're not seeing is there's another 30% right below that are in deferment of one kind, type, or another. So we're heading for a place where maybe as high as 50% of all student loans are not being paid timely back to the U.S. Treasury. Now, that's an economic issue. $1.2 trillion, and theoretically, maybe half of it is or is not going to get paid back timely.
Wow.
Now, if that were a corporation, if that were a country, we would have an issue.
Right.
And it is. And and sadly, the 8 million students who are now in default, they've been denied all eligibility to the other government programs. Once you become in default, you get kicked off the island.
Oh, sure. That's a really good point, which is why this situation is being called the next financial crisis, potentially, David.
And we talked earlier about consumption, the consumer slow down, why they're not spending, and Arthur mentioned savings. Savings rates go up when you pay down debt. So you have a debt overhang in a segment of the population that otherwise would be spending more, and that is why the recovery is slower.
But I also think, Maria, this has to do with a prioritization. In other words, you get your monthly bills in. I represent a car company, Platinum Motors in New Jersey, and what they tell me is they're willing to give loans because it's the first bill they pay, because it's the easiest thing to lose. The car gets repoed like that. It takes years on a foreclosure. It takes a long time to deal with these student loans. And people want a car. It's something you want. So in the list of priorities, you pay that one first. The student loan, hey, I got my education. I have the diploma on the wall. When I get to it, I get to it. So it screws up my credits. I'll live with it.
It is also about priorities, because universities have shown no need and no move to reduce costs. They act like it's not their problem. It's the government's problem. It's the family's problem. But if you're taking out a loan to go to graduate school and you're not going to have a job that you're going to easily be able to pay it back, then you either need to find a cheap school or you need to not go at all, right? And are people going to make that decision?
Whose problem is it? I mean, how do we fix this problem?
It's our problem. It's all of our problems. It's the problem today, and it's going to be a problem into the future. If I sit here and talk about either my children or my grandchildren, it's their problem. Because what's really going to happen, we have a $1.2 trillion situation that's going the wrong direction. Somebody's going to do something. And the something they do may be the wrong thing. And if they do what we think would be the wrong thing, is shut it down, close it up, complain that there are a bunch of scofflaws out there not paying their bills timely, then we as a country suffer. We go from wherever it is we are mathematically to a much lower, much larger number as you start falling down that food chain. So what needs to be done is we need to find a way to get those 8 million kids who are in default back to paying. Because if we could do that, we turn the herd, so to speak.
Right.
And so we've created a web-based platform that's free to anybody in the United States. We sat down with the Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan, and Ted Mitchell, the Undersecretary, and said, what could we do that would solve this issue? And the issue is get these kids back on a payment plan so they can come to financialsamaritan.com, and we'll do it for free to get them rehabilitated.
The next step is to try to do something about the cost of college and the cost of grad school. How about that? Bill, good to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us there. Really important subject. Bill Bartman, we'll see you soon.